Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and I came in a little hot there. Whoa. Sorry. It's not like I run, it's just that I sort of just tilt into frame, and I got away from me there. Anyway, I just got finished apparently getting drunk on Alvin and the Chipmunks Road Chip. The Road Chip. This is from 2015. It's an hour and 35 minutes long, and I did not go into this with any kind of expectation that it would be good at all in any way whatsoever. Um, I'm wrong. No, it's not a great film, and it's not something I'm ever going to really watch again. It's not something I would have ever sought out in any form of medium in any way. I mean, nothing against Alvin and the Chipmunks. I grew up with Alvin and the Chipmunks. I even had the 45, the record, the small record. If you don't know what a 45 is, ask your grandparents. It's honestly, the record was probably my mom's when she was a kid, and then I sort of inherited it and played it a bunch when I was a kid. And there's a certain charm to the Chipmunks. It's silly. They're sweet. They're always in trouble. Alvin is a troublemaker with his nerdy brother Simon and his round, sweet Hufflepuff type brother Theodore. By the way, played by Justin Long is Alvin. Matthew Gray Googler as Simon, and Jesse McCartney as Theodore. So yeah. Oh, by the way, Dave, their dad or handler in a sense, Jason Lee. Yeah, the guy from My Name Is Earl and Mallrats and all sorts of other things that you've seen him in over the years, where he's usually this slacker guy. He plays a straight man in this, and he's tries to keep the boys in line, and he's known for his shout of Alvin. It's just the way it is. It's a thing. If you don't understand it, it goes back like a century. It seems like it. But it's the idea that way back when somebody made a record and they sped up the voices of the people singing, and they said, "Oh, they sound like chipmunks," and so they made a novelty record out of it, and it became a huge hit. And I guess this movie series kind of follows on that in a modern way, because the Chipmunks are pretty much, at this point, they're past the peak of their. Has to be like the second. Has to be like the third or fourth Alvin and the Chipmunks movie from 20th Century Fox. This is not a Disney film. It came over with the Fox acquisition, and not all of them are on Disney Plus. I don't think the Squeakquel is on here for whatever reason. Maybe it's song rights. I have no idea, because there's an awful lot of pop music in this. So much pop music. I think they do a Bruno Mars song, and LFAMO, the guy, I think he shows up, and Uptown Funk is performed at least once, and then over the credits as well, but with little squeaky voices. And yeah, if you can tolerate that, and people just suddenly dancing along with it in choreographed and everything else, then you might appreciate this. I don't know. It has its funny moments, and I think the writers of this did their best and not to write just for children. Yes, this movie is made for kids. It's made for people who want either really appreciate the Chipmunks for a good couple centuries, or are new to the Chipmunks and find little animated creatures getting in trouble hilarious. And I'm neither one of those the things right now. Even though, like I said, I grew up with them. It's just it I don't know why it bothers me. It shouldn't. It's not made for me. So for me to be very angry at the way they did it, it's not like I'm mad at them desecrating the history of the characters. No, it's not. It's not like, oh well, the original trilogy is prime and everything else after it is just garbage. Like you're a Star Wars fan, or Star Wars fan. No, it's just for me. It's a very pop. It's very, I don't know. It's very cutesy, and I don't know. I don't know why. I mean, I like a lot of the actors in it. I mean, Jason Lee's great. Tony Hale. This is a piece performance for Tony Hale. If you know him from Veep or Arrested Development or tons of other characters, he's Forky. He's Forky in Toy Story 4. So if you don't know his face, you know his voice. If you've seen Toy Story 4, he is just great at physical comedy. He just goes for it, and he's deranged. He's psychotic. He's like an air marshal that catches the Chipmunks trying to fly to Miami. They're trying to stop Dave from making a mistake, they believe. And I won't go into any more detail than that. It's a fairly standard story. It's not very, oh my gosh, you're going to be blown away by this huge twist. Actually, there is a bit of a twist toward the end, and it's actually pretty sweet. But I will not go into the details. The boys, think that they're just not very responsible. But they think that Dave has gone off with this new girlfriend, and it's not going to work out to their advantage. They're pretty much sure that they're going to get shoveled back to the woods once Dave has moved on. And his girlfriend has a son who pretty much, okay, I have to say this and I'll give away part of the impetus for them chasing after Dave. They think that Dave's going to propose to his girlfriend, and that they'll end up having to be brothers with this kid named Miles, played by where are you? Come on. Oh, Josh Green. And Miles he seems like a bully. He seems like a jerk. And he pretty much plays the part from the moment he bumps into them. The first moment they meet. Even before they know who he is, they realize he's a jerk. And he's in a he's begrudgingly stuck with the boys while Dave and his girlfriend go off to Miami for a big event. Dave's a music producer. That's why he made the Chipmunks famous. That's the legend as it goes. Oh, by the way, there's the female Chipmunks are in this too, the Chipettes or something, and they're voiced by where are you? Christina Applegate, Anna Faris, and Kaylee Cuoco. So, yeah. I don't know if they sing for the girls, but they actually perform the voices. Of course, you don't recognize them because everything is all tweaked up and tiny and chipmunky. So yeah, it's an interesting cast. You'll see a bunch of people you recognize. Retta from Parks and Recreation is in this. There's a bunch of little cameos here and there, as you do. Get a paycheck, show up, be silly, interact with some CGI chipmunks, cash that check. People have, given actors, comedians especially, crap for why would you do such a crappy movie? Blah blah blah. It's like, you know what? Sometimes you can do your auteur things. You can do the things, just do it for acting, for your craft. There's other times, you know what? It is a job. Sometimes you want to do a job, and sometimes you want to pay rent or mortgage or whatever it is you have here in Hollywood or wherever else you live. So, you know what? Not everybody's a multi-billionaire actor. Some people get by doing jobs that they enjoy sometimes or not enjoy, but still pay. So, quit being a snob. And that's what I'm kind of being when I come to look at Alvin and the Chipmunks. Just like, oh, this can't be good because, well, I don't like it. It's not made for me. Well, that's what we get. That's what we get for those of us who decide that we're just better than the stuff that's handed to us. We don't have to see it, and I didn't have to see it. I was never going to see this movie until this thing happened, and I put myself in this position. That's the way it works. So I'm giving you my honest response. It wasn't bad. Tony Hale is fantastic. Going up against these, there's actually some pretty not mature jokes. There's jokes and references that that are just so out of character, that they're just so not out of character. I shouldn't say that. They're non sequiturs that you're like, okay, Tony Hale bursts through the door and goes, here's Johnny. He basically does a Shining moment, like Jack Nicholson, and the kids are trying to escape him are like, oh man, he's like the Terminator. Like, It's just like, okay, they don't get the Shining reference, they make a Terminator reference. It doesn't make sense, but I found that funny. Maybe it wasn't meant to be funny, but to me it was. And also, John Waters shows up as a first class passenger on a plane before everything goes crazy and the kids get grounded, and that's why they end up on a road trip across the country with their new buddy Miles. John Waters shows up, and Alvin he makes John Waters makes some sort of snotty remark. I don't know if he's actually playing John Waters or just a guy like John Waters, but oh no, he is absolutely, because of the fact that Alvin goes, "Hey, you can't talk. I've seen pink flamingos," so it's gonna be a reference completely lost on any children whatsoever, and yeah, so anybody who recognizes John Waters will be like, they made a Pink Flamingos reference in Alvin and the Chipmunks, The Road Chip? Come on. So yeah, it's not a great movie by half. It's not. I don't go into it thinking that your life is gonna be changed, or that you'll be utterly entertained. And why is this taking so long to load? But I'm gonna keep talking until it does. But yeah, it's, if you got kids and you can tolerate all the little tiny chippy noises that chipmunks make, is that racist to chipmunks? I don't know. If you can handle that, then good. If not, you can avoid this. You're not going to be missing out on anything unless if you love Tony Hale, and I do. Watch it for his performance of just going gonzo. So, I've said too much about Tony Hale. Let's pick tomorrow's episode.
24.
What? Come on. I only go 2? At least it's not 20. That would have been the first Alvin and the Chipmunks movie. I don't know if I could handle 2 in a row. Not that was, like I said, not like it was horrible, but my expectations are low, so it couldn't have been worse than my expectations, and I've seen some pretty bad movies. So 24 is a documentary, and this should be fairly simple. I don't know if it's a movie or a series or what, but we'll find out tomorrow when we watch America's National Parks. I know some of you have just fallen asleep, like immediately when I said that, but yeah. Maybe it's probably a docu-series, so we'll go to different America's National Parks, but we'll see. We'll watch at least one episode, and I'll come back here and talk about it tomorrow. America's National Parks and the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. See you then.